Hi guys, my name is Paulina from Catholic Religion Teacher Education and Teaching Study Program, Pastoral School of St. Franciscus Assisi. Today, in my video reaction, I will answer questions and give my opinion on the English course from my lecturer, Mr. Craig. The topic of discussion this time is about human dignity and human rights as the core of bioethics. This set of bioethical principles provides a common global platform by which strengthened within promote, disseminate, and elaborate these principles for practical purpose. Related with COVID-19 case, the dilemmas, on one hand we have patient lots, they have rights to live. On the other hand, we have government hospital around the world. We have no facilities, no fancy lack of resources, lack of physicians to take care of the patients. Briefly, this case discusses the incident. Mr. H.S. fell from the train around 19 past 45 on July 8. As a result, he suffered a serious head injury. He was taken to the local puskesmas. Mr. H.S. was taken to the hospital at around 11 past 45 p.m. on July 8. He was then taken to another hospital at around 12 past 20 a.m. on July 9. But he was not admitted there, citing no empty beds. He was taken to another hospital at around 1 a.m. on July 9. He was not admitted to the hospital on the grounds that it didn't have an ENT emergency department or a emergency department. At around 2 a.m. on July 9, he was taken to another hospital but also didn't go there because there was not bed available. At around 8 a.m. on July 9, he was taken to the Neurology Institute after examining the CT scan, which was performed in a private hospital after payment. The doctor finding bleeding in the front of the head and determined that this was an untractable emergency case at the institute. At around 10 a.m. on July 9, the patient was taken to another hospital but was also not admitted there on the grounds that it didn't have neurosurgical facility. So the question is, what is correct for the above-mentioned hospital to refuse to provide medical treatments to Mr. H.S. and to transfer him to another hospital? If yes, most of these hospitals provide first aid to Mr. H.S. but were unable to provide them with proper treatment due to the lack of medical facilities and service to deal with complicated situations like this Mr. H.S. case. If no, depriving someone of medical care in this case of an emergency actually deprives the person of his right to life and his right to live with dignity. Discuss the obligation of the state to provide emergency medical care. A country which strives to provide quality health service to its citizens and which wishes to apply for health service in its territory while still, while still being obligated to accept ethical principle must aim to uphold and ignore the dignity of the sick. However, the state has not always been able to provide quality health service to all due to a lack of resources. The disparity in the moral right of individual members of society to receive health service and the ability of society to provide them. It is a problem that must be present in many countries with a suitable solution is to between moral and legal rights and then determine the economy. Another attitude is that individuals must buy their own level of health care according to their abilities and then the state only provide health service to the poor. However, it is the obligation of state and health institution to provide appropriate treatments and in addition to the right of patient to continue to receive appropriate treatment. Then when there are units such as intensive care that are filled to their maximum capacity and it is impossible to add beds without harming the current patient, the ethical obligation for new patient collide with the obligation to provide suitable beds. Treatments for existing patients. The balance between these two rights creates a difficult dilemma. Beyond all this, efforts should be made to increase resources to enable suitable medical care for all. Not on case studies, the case was filled with the country's Supreme Court where the state government appointed an inquiry committee to this series of events. The committee has suggested remedial steps to rule out of such incidents in the future and to ensure prompt medical attention and care for patients who really need it. In a welfare state, the main task of the government is to secure the people's welfare. Providing adequate health facility for the community is an essential part of the obligation assumed by the government in the welfare state. The government fulfills this obligation by running hospitals and health centers that provide health service to people who need these facilities. The Constitution obligates the states to protect the right to life of every person. Therefore, the preservation of human life is very important. Government hospitals that are run by the state and medical workers employed in them are obligated to provide medical assistance to preserve human life. Failure on the part of government hospitals to provide timely medical care to a person requiring such care result in violation of the right to life which is guaranteed by the Constitution. States' obligation to provide emergency medical care. In my opinion, the ethical problem is when the hospital does nothing to treat Mr. HS patients, Instead they are moved the patients to another hospital because there is no facility for head injuries, which contradicts with two principles. First, human dignity, human rights, and fundamental freedom are to be fully respected. Second, the interest and welfare of the individual should have priority over the sole interest of science or society. And then after I learned the case, I've a solution for this problem. Maybe like in a country must have a special university for medical personnel. The hospital must have a special room containing rooms which can only be used for emergencies patient. Everyone should be able to care for each other and not differentiate. Service are pure fairly. Priority service for people who have emergency. Okay guys, hope we can all learn from this case, from this video and my video. See you on my next video. God bless you and thank you.